Hey, what's going on, people? I'm glad y'all made it back. Listen, last time we were here, we already logged into Pond 5. We got everything set up. I was actually showing you how you could use some AI tools to create some branding if you don't already have some. And if you can see, I changed it from the old example of Blackout Records back over to QL Sound Lab. So it's consistent with my YouTube channel, and it's also consistent with a account that I created on SoundCloud. Now, the only reason I created this on SoundCloud is because I know down the line there are going to be some curators that are going to ask for links to some of our social media platforms where our music might live. So went ahead and take care of that. Now, the thing about this is there's a lot of metadata information that needs to go into these song files in order for them to be really successful and viewed properly for the people or companies that come in to look for music. And one way I was able to handle that really quickly is to use this. Okay, so this is an interactive workbook that I came up with basically to help me with all of the heavy lifting for all of the metadata information. I'm going to be able to slide my MP3 and a WAV file of that song into here, as well as any other the stems that I used in creating this song right directly from my DAW. And then what this is going to do is it's going to put all of the metadata in folders and checklists for us. And then we're going to put it into a master song folder. And that master song folder is going to go directly into our catalog. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Now, like I said before, I created a folder called Catalog. Inside of Catalog is everything that's associated with any of the songs that I'm going to be submitting. And this song is Senegal Shake. So I created a folder called Senegal Shake. And then inside of that folder, I created a folder called, SS Assets. This is just anything that's associated with Senegal Shake. A WAV file, the MP3 file, and all of the stems from the DAW. This is it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put it into the interactive workbook, and we can see how that's going to be able to help me out. So I'm just going to put my name in here first, or the name of the artist or group. Then we're going to put in the name of the song. And then the next step gets select if it's going to be a single or album. We could select the version of the song too, whether it's a full mix, a 60-second edit, loopable version, or if it's a stinger. This is a loopable version. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the session. When I start the session in step 2, the workbook is asking me to choose the catalog folder. I'm going to be able to do that. I'll go in here and just choose catalog. We'll select that. Then it's going to ask us to choose the folder for the song, where the master song folder is going to be. That's going to go into Senegal Shake, and I'll do that. The next thing that they're going to ask is for us to upload the WAV file of the song. So I'm going to go in here and get the WAV file and drag that in. Now, once it analyzes the WAV file, you'll get your BPMs, you'll get a key, and you'll get a duration here. If you think the BPM might be slightly off, it's up to you. You can go ahead and edit this if you want to. You can also edit the key if you believe that you need to do that as well. Once we have that information in step 3 altogether, we're going to hit apply to current track. That means any of that information is going to get automatically populated. Then we're going to go and get the MP3. We're going to slide the MP3 in here, and there is a gauge in regards to the industry standard for LUFS and True Peak, and it's a slight nudge, and you can actually mess with this gauge to see just how off or right on point your final mix is in regards to the industry standards. Now with this MP3, however you alter this MP3, if you use that nudge and you save it, that's how it's going to go into your master song folder. If you don't want to use it, you could just move on to the next step. I'm going to hit preview. I'm going to accept this. Then we can stop it. Then we just move down into how we're going to put in the metadata. And all of that information is just how Pond 5 wants it. But once we get all of that metadata into those checklists and into the master song folder, this is the only time we have to do it. Any of the other sites that we go to, we're just simply going to upload the information that that site requires. So I'm going to go in and go through this checklist really quick and populate everything. So I'm going to go into the platform title. Excuse me. And I'm just going to put this as maybe cinematic or corporate. The mood or energy is going to be uplifting. I'm going to put it as inspirational and emotional. And then the use case, I'm going to leave it as a brand video, documentary, or either a product launch, and that is set in stone. Now for the description, I'm also going to use uplifting and energetic. And if you see here, there's almost a complete sentence. If you're going to add to it, you want to put your cursor at the end of that phrase so you can just continue. So if it's saying uplifting and energetic, building from a gentle intro into a confident driving full arrangement, I will go into the instrumentation phrases. And I'm going to go down here. Now really there is no funk guitar here, but I can go ahead and just edit that. So after it goes into driving full arrangement, it'll go directly to slap bass and a tight live drum pocket, create an irresistible groove. We'll leave it at that, and then we'll go into the use case phrases. You also want to remember once again that the cursor is always at the end. I'm going to go into the use cases, and basically ideal for corporate presentations, brand videos, product launches, and motivational content. You can add more if you like, but I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to go into primary mood. I'm going to leave it as uplifting. The duration is still there. The genre, we're going to put that genre as more of R&B and soul. Then I'm going to go into the instrumentation. We're going to go ahead and populate the information for the instrumentation here. We do have some pads here. Let's just get that and that. Okay, instrumentation is done. Then we'll go into the secondary mood, and I'm just going to enter it as confident. Then we're going to tags and use cases. Once again, we're going to go into corporate motivational. See here, there's a few others. We'll use advertisement and presentation for this. And as far as the mood tags, uplifting and inspirational again. And let's just say a little energetic. We have the file name that's already populated from when you entered it. You can also go ahead and put your price in here. That will all automatically be populated with that CSV file as well. Now when we get down to the stems, if you do have all of the stems from the song directly out of your DAW, you can actually grab them like this. What I'm doing, I'm just going to slide those stems straight in here. That's the MP3 and the WAV file, and here are the other stems I'm going to drag in. Now, Pond 5 is really not going to use these stems as far as the submission, but once again, the other sites we do plan on visiting, they may ask for these stems. Exactly, I know that one site will ask for these stems because that site, if we're able to get into it or get accepted, is basically your music is going to be viewed by indie and film producers and things of that nature, and they like to have that information on a zero timeline. And if you could see, it basically says all stems start on a zero timeline. I did also give you the ability to be able to put some notes in for those stems if you thought that need might be. Let me see if I'm going to here. And you can actually hear these when we're playing them, okay? This would be like the shaker and perks. And so this information can go in just like this, just like how you see it. And there's some notes for the stem packages. I'm just going to put all stems cleared. And what I'm saying with docs is sometimes you might have the opportunity to use a sample if the sample is cleared. Now I use Splice, and it's very easy for me to get those clearance certifications in Splice. If you have a Splice account, any sound that you're using, you want to go all the way to the end of that sound. There's 3 dots there. You can click on that dot, and the top option in that dot is to generate a certification for it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually have it with the docs here, and I have a certification. I'm going to slide it right in here. It takes that, and then I'm going to go back to the metadata template, and pretty much this template is just giving me a checklist of everything that's going to be populated inside of that master song folder. I suggest that you go inside that checklist because you're able to go ahead and enter the date. Then you can go down this full list and see everything that's going to be populated, just basically to make sure. So it is the full mix. It is a loopable version of that full mix. The stems are available. There's a WAV file as well as an MP3 that's in here. And we do have the loudness within that target range. There's no clicks or popping. Then we're going to go into intro and outro. So this is a clean loopable version. We're going to be able to populate that. Now, as long as this is a new creation of yours, if there's no ISRC code embedded into that song file, you can go ahead and populate that. No content ID if it's not already on YouTube, and then the tracks have not been commercially distributed. So if this is all brand new, you just want to make sure those things are populated. You can go down to where it says all deliverable files backed up to the cloud. You can do that. I know that I left this open. This is metadata embedded in all files using MP3 tag or metadatics. So if you want to use either of those services to actually put some information into the song file, you can. However, this workbook does have a tagging system. If you want to tag it, you can tag it. If you want to leave it clean, you can leave it clean. So you can go back to export, and from this point, as I said before, you can download a complete clean version. You can download a tagged version with that metadata inside it, and you could download birth versions if you want. What this is known Pond 5. That means that it's going to be strictly clean. If you do choose the Pond 5 option, that is because Pond 5, if you see here, it says yes, Pond 5 CSV. It's going to create a CSV file for you. So when you upload your song, you could also upload that CSV file, and you don't have to go through that whole tedious process of going in and editing and putting all of that metadata in there because you already populated it here. So I'm just going to use the Pond 5 CSV option, and I'm going to download a tag version. If you look down here at the bottom, it's already in the process of creating that tag version, and it's going to go into this folder here. And so if I back up, we're probably going to see that populate. There it is right there at the top. Sound Lab, Senegal Shake tagged. And if we go into that particular folder, you're going to see there's a clearance folder, and that is where the document is for that cleared sample. And once again, if you want to check that out, and it's really just a vocal sample really quick. And this is it, directly from Spikes. And this is one way you can get this done and get it out the way. If they ever are looking at your music and they might be thinking like, oh, well, is everything cleared here with it? They don't even have to ask the question. It's already inside of that master song folder for you. Here is the full mix. Inside of the full mix, you're going to have, that is a WAV file that you're going to submit, is never touched or altered inside of the interactive workbook. The only thing that you can alter is the MP3 if you like. That's that little nudge I was talking about. So there is your full mix, and then you also have the MP3. Here is also a file of the metadata that's also with that. So everything that you put in there is right here. Once again, we're going to be able to upload a CSV file that the workbook was able to create directly into Pond 5. But for those other sites, if they don't have a service like that, and this metadata is pretty much copy and paste. That's all it is. So let's go back over to Pond 5, and we can see about getting this in there for you. So let me just bring this down. So we're back here at Pond 5, and if you're looking at it, here is the CSV file. But I also had the system create a shadow CSV file in the form of a PDF. This way, if you don't have access to Excel or Google Docs, you're able to see all of the information that's going to be populated and sent over to that particular song. So now we have that out of the way as well. Here we go. I'm going to go back into Pond 5, and then we could just simply go ahead the process of uploading the song. Alright, so since we're here at Pond 5 now, we have everything in order inside of the master song folder that was created by the interactive workbook. And it's just going to be simple as this. We're going to go to upload file. We're going to go into the full mix and we're going to grab that WAV file. But I would suggest you use that 48K and 24-bit. However, we're just going to go ahead and have that populate. And once that song gets processed, it's going to be so simple because all we're going to do is go directly over to the CSV file and then we're going to drag it in. Okay, so looks like it's already been processed. If you look right here at the top, it does say Sound Labs Senegal Shake. No information here. What we're going to do right now is we are going to go over and apply CSV. We're going to go into command, and at command we're going to hit apply CSV to clips. And all we need to do is simply drag the CSV file over here that was created by the interactive workbook. And if you take a look, it's already getting ready to be processed. It only takes a few seconds. So you see it's here already. It does let you know that the altered columns are the title, description, keywords, copyright, price, and other editorials. We simply go back to our uploads and we can see that all of that information that we put into the interactive workbook and that is right here in your master song folder was populated for Senegal Shake right here. That's pretty much it. Okay, so now that we've just went ahead and attached that metadata to our song by using the CSV upload, there is one additional thing that Palm 5 is going to require you to do in order for that song to be accepted. You're going to have to go into the edit for your detail page, and you have to make sure that the composer information is filled in. If you see the asterisk there, once that composer information is filled in, you can simply come down here and save your changes. Also, if there's any additional tags that you wanted to add to that song, you can do it right from there. But once you save the changes and go back, and you can submit it for review. That's pretty much it. So now, guys, let me know if you think that the interactive workbook might be something that you would be interested in working up. Let me know if you think it's a good idea. Let me know if you think it would help you actually organize all of your songs in a proper manner. If you are following me on this path to go to additional sites and upload that music, it's going to be super simple and super quick to be able to do that. Once we have it organized in those folders, all we need to do is find out how they want that information submitted, and we have everything completely organized. That's pretty much it. By all means, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the interactive workbook. Even let me know if you might be interested in just trying it out. That's pretty much it. When you see me again, we're going to be going back to another site, and it's going to be super easy and super fast to be able to get that information in there to be reviewed. And once again, we're going to be expanding the boundaries and putting a whole lot of ears on the same music across different platforms. And that's pretty much it. Listen, thanks for listening and hanging out with me for a second. I'll see you guys on the next one.